What is piling work? Piling work is the method of moving loads on soil that has been determined to be structurally weak due to the condition of soils by driving or boring foundations through the ground over a set length of land. Measurement in piling work. The information of drawing are transformed into descriptions and amounts to be used in measuring quantities for piling works as referred to MyCE SSM2 standard.
There are 6 main items to be measured for element of piling works. First is plant and machineries. Large industrial plant as well as bricks and roadways are all built using the piling machine. Second is initial piles. This test is performed to confirm the design load calculation and provide guideline for setting up the limits of acceptance for routine tests. It also gives an idea of the suitability of the piling system. Third is extension piles, a method and system for combining two concrete piles at their opposing ends by providing a pair of opposing coupling devices at the opposing ends are described. Next is a cut-off piles. Piles cut-off level is an elevation up to which the concrete of the pile head is chipped or cut off while exposing rebar. Next is a piles joint. A pile joint is a mechanism that connects precast concrete pile part. During pile driving to depth greater than the length of the single segment, it is utilized to link further segment of precast reinforced concrete piles. Lastly is a testing. Working pile tests are conducted during piling work to verify the quality and workmanship of the installed piles. These tests verify that installed piles perform as designed to meet strength and serviceability criteria.
Okay, so this is the drawing for the piling works. In this drawing, there are several types of piling. There are sheet pile, precast reinforced concrete pile, and cast in situ concrete pile. But in this video, we only focuses in precast reinforced concrete pile. This is general notes for this drawing and taking off list, which consists of 15 items and query list.
For a schedule of calculation, it need to be calculated to know the total number of supply and given for initial piles and extension piles, including the total number of cut-off piles and jointing.
Now let's move on to the measurement part in the dimension paper. For the element plan, the first item will be provision, which is the cost allocation for the pilings. Next is moving and handling. As piling machine cannot travel on their own, moving and handling is needed. This item will include the uninstallation and mobilization of piling machine to the site. The third item will be temporary staging. When on site, the piling machine need to be installed back and temporary staging. All these three items are measured in lump sum basis. Moving forward to the next element, piles. Firstly, the supply of piles will be measured. But before that, according to the MyCSMs, there is additional description in A4, which is stated that item description for piles shall identify initial piles and extension piles. Details of driving head and shoes shall be so stated in the item description. So the first item will be supply of piles for initial pile with head and shoe. The size of initial pile can be referred at the schedule of calculation. Next is supply of pile for extension pile with pile head. As mentioned before, the size of pile can be referred to schedule of calculation. These two items are measured in the number where it can also get from the schedule of calculation.
Okay, moving on to the next item. We are going to measure the precast reinforced concrete piles for the depth driven, and this is for initial piles with pile head and chutes. For the 63 meter, we're gonna extract it from the schedule from the total piles drive. Next, for the next item is we're gonna measure the precast reinforced concrete piles for the driven and for the extension with pile head and shoes. The amount of the 84 meter we're gonna extract from the schedule that from the column of actual extension drive. For the next item, we are going the jointing of the precast reinforced concrete piles. For the thickness of the jointing, we're gonna assume it as a 0.05 meters. So this amount will include into the query list. Then we're gonna multiply by 14 because there are 14 piles that should be joined. For the next item, we followed by cut off piles for the precast reinforced concrete piles. And also, we're gonna measure the precast reinforced concrete piles for the preparing head. Preparing head, also known as pile cap. And the unit for the cut-off piles and also preparing head or pile cap is measured in numbers.
Finally, the last three items in piling works are testing piles, which all of the items are measured in numbers. For item number 11, it is a static load test. There are two numbers of piles that need to be tested as stated in the general notes of the given drawing. Moving on to the last two items, item number 12 is the Pile Dynamic Analyzer PDA, and item number 13 is pile integrity. The number of piles for both items is only one. This is because in the general notes stated that both tests shall be carried out for 5% of the total number of piling points. Therefore, 5% of 7 numbers of piling equals to 0.35. Hence, that is the reason why we round up to 1 point.
As the conclusion, each element of piling works is crucial in its measurement. With the reference of MyCE SMM2, cost-effective projects are more achievable as the same standard measurement is used for all related works of piling. Thus, the use of MyCE SSM2 as a guidelines measurement in piling works offered an accurate cost estimate and uniform description of each item. The success of the project is significantly influenced by the measurement of piling works.